Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I'm really actually liking this game. It's a real shame I won't be able to try out the multiplayer because of a stupid code thing for the Asian market. So it could be that when he sacrifices monsters, it does something to him? Odd. This... Oh no, I think we fought a Minotaur here.
Time for fight.
I mean, really, I would like to try the multiplayer. It just feels so shitty that... What the hell?
Sacrifice time.
That's weird. And they're the ones with the chicken heads on them.
Okay. Sacrifice
Yeah, but I have to break the seal. Apparently that one can't be sacrificed.
Job done. Must kill monsters.
But I will probably keep the Vita TV. What is up with this one? I'll likely keep that one, because you never know when the one I might have could go bad down the road. And I'm sure as time goes on, the things will become fucking expensive.
Okay. Sacrifice time. Okay. Sacrifice time.
That one became a normal one. I still find weird little trees are becoming fucking monsters. It's kind of ridiculous. See, one thing that is kind of getting old with this game is the really small environments. I think it was more reasonable for, like, Freedom Wars, because that had a system of... The bigger thing on that was climbing the monstrosities and chopping off the parts and shit. So I think that kind of made it more excusable for it to be a small arena for them. But I feel like this kind of game could have used a more interesting environment in some scenarios. What the hell's that? Yeah, there you are. Hiding away in the corner. I mean, this could have used like a nice sequel on the PS3 or the PS4 or something. Like, This was a Sony property, right? So Sony owns this. Yeah, it's more of like little battle arenas. Which, I mean, to be fair, on the handheld device is probably a better way to go. So when you think of it that way, I guess it's more fair as well. Because, I mean, it was made for a handheld.
It appears that Radux has never felt threatened while battling a monster. With one exception. The fight to the death with his mother. He did something that day that he was taught by no one. I imagine that the parents that abandoned him must have been sorcerers. For only this could explain his innate ability. The tragic events surrounding Radux's separation from his mother still affect him deeply. Each time he kills a monster, he is reminded of his past. What he did to his mother. The affliction of his chest is no disease. Only he does not know what to call it. And how could he? Guilt. This is what afflicts his chest.
I hope no family.
He pondered this as we were closing in on a monster. It was clearly an earnest thought.
Losing family. Not nice.
Oop, mimics. Oh, and they murdered that rogue. Whoever was rogue that was just went whoop. Yeah, that wasn't too many chests. Okay, and we're almost to the boss too, so we'll try to get to that before we end today's stream. So I'm gonna go put a heal down, try to see if I can get my daily, since we're getting people heal. Oh.
He was worried that the monsters we hunted may be survived by family. Why keep hunting monsters despite such misgivings?
Monsters kill humans.
I began to think. His mother's death had granted Radux two emotions. Her abandonment of him sparked a hatred of monsters. But at the same time, he felt guilt for killing his own mother. He was torn by these feelings. Even if he were to tear his own heart from his chest, his suffering would not be eased.
helping in the field. But yeah, this game, I think, has potential for a sequel, so I feel like it's a shame they didn't really do anything else.
Time for fight.
Especially considering how much content they added to this Delta one.
Victory with you. Do what it takes.
It's bad.
No. This isn't happening.
What, did she actually want to fucking die? The one with the forks.
You okay?
Delicious. Foot still. Hey.
Okay?
This one really likes jumping around a lot, don't he?
Go on. Put some back into it.
Yeah, I wasn't close though. Yeah.
This is going quite well.
What the hell was that green symbol above them? Such space, such.
Kill it
deep.
at once. can actually fight back.
Okay. No pain.
But seriously, where the hell do the forks come from? Explain me how that happens exactly.
I beg you, let me live.
I feel like there are way too many like NPC people though. No, we're gonna all kill him. What have I done? I saved him. And so she was like, what the fuck? This guy eat with something. And then she was like, what the fuck? You should have killed him. She stared at the bottom of the page. Confused. Oops, new. Let's see. Some movement speed. As far as I understand, if I remember correctly, it was another studio, but Sony owned it and basically was the one funding its making, I believe. But yeah, that was on the Vita when we played through that. It was a good game.
Radux looked despondent. His heart was in two. This was very human. Odd for somebody raised by a monster. But perhaps this was exactly as his monster mother had wished.
But yeah, the only real thing I really found a shame for Freedom Wars was the fact that its post-content was just a giant cliffhanger. Like, it led up to this big climax story thing and did nothing with it.
Her assault of her own son began to make sense. Human and monster cannot coexist. And claiming a life causes deep guilt. Humans required such knowledge to survive. His mother had chosen to raise Radux as a human, not a monster. For the sake of her precious son. I shared my thoughts with Radux.
My mother. Happy now?
Radux is learning to be human. A child's growth brings joy to every mother.
Okay. So, I happy too.
So the author thinks that the monster's mother took pity on him and essentially wanted him to learn to fight for his life, and in doing so casted its own life to the side. But there's no real proof of that.
And the innocence of it brought warmth to the heart. Redux will grow up fine. One day, he will understand the affliction of his chest. Perhaps we will meet again and laugh about old times. Surely his mother would have wished it this way.
Kind of a... Yeah. That's what the author essentially... I mean, apparently that's what the author's conclusion is, that it's like, okay, I want to raise this child because I probably feel pity or care about him, or I'm not like other monsters or something. And if that's the case, I could understand why the mother would come to the conclusion he has to learn to fight monsters, because obviously normal monsters and humans do not get along, so he would have to understand. I don't think throwing herself to kill him would have been the best means of teaching that. But I feel like the author is taking a pretty big stretch. Alright, well, that's the end of his story. Only went up to 3 difficulty. Oh, I didn't notice this one on the bottom here, though. Oof. Why are these unlocking in such weird ways? You'd think it would just go in order. Very odd. So I don't really see a big use out of just temporary switching. Weird looking on. Oh, it just gets them in different order. So I guess this solo healing magic thing just has to do with my arm being divine, I guess? Because it's not linked to any of these. Over Your Dead Body 2. I did try it. It's definitely something I'd like to actually play. And that's one of the titles PlayAsia actually restocked. I recommend getting that if you have a Vita, because that game is going to likely go back up on price now that this will be the last reprint. I have the first one on the PSP, which was enhanced. It's kind of a mix of a remaster remix, and because I mean it uses old and new assets, so it's got a mix on the PSP. But because on the PSP, the original the first Over My Dead Body is very stylized in like Okami's kind of paintbrush style. But if you look at the original PS1 version, it was not that colorful like that. So let's do a little bit. Let's see what the Fading Humanity. It's only 4 chapters. Ooh.
Care
That's not good.
Kill! Kill! I looked around. The whole town was painted red. Skulls, bodies, and all manner of innards strewn about. It was all my doing. A rampage, total loss of control. My right arm was still fresh. Warm, eviscerated entrails.
But yeah, I do own the English Asian version of that game, though, Dennis. I did try it. It has a bit, like, I like the 2D assets they used in the PSP of the first game, so it going to 3D kind of a mixed thing, but the idea still remains pretty interesting. Though, my understanding, the Japanese fan base actually really hated the sequel, because apparently they introduced this character who is, like, the plot revolves a lot around of, so they're forced to be in your party a lot. Apparently they actually made a patch so you could actually not be forced to have her in your party all the time. Because apparently people were just pissed about that. I mean, I kind of could understand that, because the idea of the two games is your family has a short amount of lifespan, so you always have to rely on your children's children to keep the family legacy going on the quest of ending the course on them. So it's kind of weird to have this one unit that's not a part of your family and doesn't involve the same way of that, but you know, I obviously don't have the attachment to the original game as Japanese players do, so
I had little room for denial. The clock on my humanity is winding down. I stood in the ruins with the dank stench of death, reflecting upon the gravity of my sins.
it all started when I became a sorcerer. You know, I should have questioned the ordeal when I had to kill my partner. The chalice had to be used to save the world multiple times. Whoa. This is... looks like it was just pulled out Bloodborne. So is that why the world is so fucked up? Because they used the chalice? Oh, he's still with me?
It seems all the residents have been consigned to oblivion.
So he doesn't actually care, it's just like, yeah, everyone's dead. What of it? What the hell? Ah, let me out. Yeah, I noticed that in some of the stages. And again, that reminds me of Yoko Taro shit, because, webbing me. This point was going, bastard. Yoko Taro does that a lot in Drakengard. I wonder if maybe there might be some people maybe have some similar cross there, maybe. I don't know, I just keep getting reminded of Neo and Yoko Taro with certain things in this game.
You are unstoppable.
Can't wait for that cat. Wait, it was gonna eat a tree?
Will you sacrifice them or save them?
Hey, you, get out of
Stay focused. May I have the pleasure?
Yes.
Will you sacrifice them or save them? Will you sacrifice them or save them?
Maybe Yoko Taro made this game and blamed Mega Man. That's actually true also for Mighty Number 9, actually. See, basically the idea of concept was to make concepts. But because he was so heavily involved in the way that Mighty Number 9 was advertised, it made it sound like he actually had a much bigger role in how the game was made, when he actually had a much smaller kind of role in the whole thing. But yeah, that was the point of the company concept, was to make concepts. I wonder if that has anything to do with why they never really did much more with this game, I wonder. It's like, his name's stained, we better not use this. That's kind of a meh. Just a stone axe. That's it. Well, the sad thing, and I'd hate to quote them. Oh wow, you can actually get more monsters than that? I'd hate to quote them, but I think extra credit said best that the sad thing about nowadays is you can find shitloads of people for ideas. You need people to actually make it.
Then an image of my mother flashed into my mind. Why now? This was not usual. There must be some reason that I would remember her at this moment. To find an answer, I had to untangle a complex web formed by the strings of fate. Only later would I realize that it was all fated to happen.
And what I mean by that is you can't just walk up to EA and be like, I have a brilliant concept. Because they'll likely go, yeah, and doesn't everyone? It's not that easy to walk up to a company and just say, I have a unique idea, and that be something. It's like, sure, come in, we'll hire you immediately.
From the moment I set foot in that town, I knew that it was the place my mother once lived.
Yeah, I was just about to
For
say.
it perfectly matched a story I heard when I was very young. My mother was driven out over some insignificant happenings.
Oh, so he didn't grow up though. I was about to say, I wonder if that was like his hometown or something. Because of him remembering his mother. I'll make it myself then. Well, on the upside, at least nowadays is the easiest time to make your own game. There are so many engines and things. If only everyone could do that. But you know, I would love to do like an RPG or something, but I don't really know much about game making. But then, you know, you look at somebody like Toby Fox, he didn't know anything about, at least he says he knew nothing about, and look at where he is.
A fine spree of death indeed.
Magusar spoke with dead calm.
Only your victims were not alive in the first place.
5 days, until the end of the world.
What? Your victims weren't alive in the first place.
The journal begins to touch somehow upon the author's mother. Why would she suddenly come up now? Read on to discover the most peculiar answer. When we came upon my mother's town, its inhabitants had perished long before. A story my mother told me long ago explained this. The tale matched what she had said.
What, were they all monsters already?
The townspeople were projections. I had massacred apparitions. Eerie phantoms, which were the work of one man. A man loved his fair town. Loved it too much, one might say.
And I didn't get any healing assists out of it? Oh, I guess somebody has, well, I don't know. It'd be weird to have somebody have to heal my unit. I don't know. Oh well, into the boss fight. We got a big orc guy and some woodland creatures and a knight. Well, it's a boss, so I'll throw my temple in.
When disease struck the town, the man refused to believe it. His desires led him to stray from the path of good. With ghastly newfound powers, he restored the good old days. We came for him, and started with the destruction of his phantom puppets. We knew that slaughtering his dolls would tease him out.
Soulboss. See, the story just keeps getting weirder and weirder. By his lonesome self up there. See, I kind of wish they would talk more about the environment. Maybe, because there is a lot of lore pages to weed. Maybe there's some stuff
seems
there.
We lured out the monster, just as we planned.
Just as planned. Auto effects. What the hell? Got bottles on their backs.
Unstoppable.
Hey, get out of there.
I would expect nothing less.
That. Okay. Let's see where this soulless thing is. The hell, he has a. Man. Somebody went some details with him.
The beast must be put together. Our survival depends on it.
See. Heads.
Stay focused.
See, I knew he was gonna get up the second I fucking went towards him.
Those wounds of yours need to be treated. Stay focused. Those wounds of yours need to be treated.
didn't get much time now. No, it vanished.
Stay focused.
Ow. Sometimes he's a little pissed. Is that the other one? Yep. Okay.
Stay focused. These are mere scratches. Those wounds of yours need to be
Seriously, that whole thing missed.
Stay focused.
What the? Took the fucking spear out.
Those wounds of yours need to be treated. Our enemy is strong. We must be on our guard. Stay focused. Those wounds of yours need to be treated. These are mere scratches.
You little kitty. You? Buckle. Come on. Too soon.
Stay focused. You're pushing yourself too hard. Fall back, I tell you.
Oh no. I just see him in that fog now. Was it really that bad? They ran away. That's not fair. You're supposed to be dead, bro. You don't run away. Better get some good stuff out of that. Ooh, I like all the new. Let's see, boing, boing. Course Thunder Claws the Earth. Waken the magic of the Soulburst to conjure a spear that impales foes. 55. I think the other one was 40? Have to look.
Deeply wounded, the Cerberus fled.
So I guess we're one into him again, I would imagine.
Magusar mentioned it as we pursued the beast.
I am your partner. Only.
Magusar said that he feared me. Alarmed at the violence I exhibited toward these ghosts. Convinced that I would have done the same to real people.
Remember, I must take your life before my premonitions come to pass.
Magusar was preparing for the moment of truth. And who could blame him? I could feel what was happening to my body. My humanity was approaching its frail end.
But see, the problem is he just becomes the new entity of this thing.
We pursued the monster, but it was a trap. We soon faced a woman who claimed to be Magusar's former partner. 5 days until the end of the world.
What the fuck is going on anymore in this game?
The author of the journal is now almost a monster. And the relationship with Magusar is transforming. According to the sorcerer's recollection, it was Illicebra. She was beaming. But I still could not get over her striking likeness to Sortiara.
I knew something was stirring in these parts.
For Illicebra, this was reason enough to follow Magusar. I was shocked to hear what she proceeded to tell us. Illicebra said that she once lived in this town. The description made my heart race. It perfectly matched what my own mother had once told me.
You can't.
It occurred to me that I had never been able to remember my mother's face. It was imperative that I reconsider just who this Illicebra might be. Until then, she was only the woman who claimed to be Magusar's former partner. But that seemed less likely. She is something else.
The hell is going on? This is getting weirder and weirder. Like, I'm starting to think more and more weird time travel. I mean, this book is supposed to be fucking with time to begin with. But I feel like more and more so, there's gonna be some fucking weird time-related thing going on here. It is getting fucking weird. Breaking God.
She keeps saying that we used to be partners.
I hope you don't mind if I join you. This town is a rather special place for you, you see. It seems so long ago.
Those wounds are decreasing. You're pushing yourself too hard. Fall
Holy
back, I think.
crap. Back up, Link.
You see, this town was once my home,
Stay focused.
but I wasn't
Holy
able
crap,
to stay
she
very
is
long.
doing some heavy ass damage.
I was a sorcerer. You see.
Our enemy is strong. We must be on our guard.
The townspeople feared my powers.
I am pleasure this sacrifice.
Soon after I left, the town fell to ruin.
That seemed a little faster than last time. Ran away again. 17 seconds over 2 minutes. That was pretty quick.
Before the epidemic wiped out the town, Illicebra had lived here. But the townsfolk feared her magic and banished her. Not long after Illicebra left, the town was struck by the epidemic. This is no mere coincidence.
It was vengeance.
Her story is a perfect match to the one I heard from my mother in my youth. Still, I could not recall my mother's face.
I mean, if the game is going to basically say she is his mother, it's gonna be like, what the fuck is going on anymore?
The vagueness of my memory was unnerving. A dreadful thought crossed my mind. I heard a monster howl in the distance. Elisibra grinned and walked away. Could this witch be my mother? I knew I had to ask, but she was gone before I had the chance. 5 days until the end of the world.
Why? What the fuck?
Elisibra, who strongly resembled Sortiara, spoke of the same things as his mother. Could it be that Elisibra is the sorcerer's mother? His writing clearly demonstrates his confusion.
It is certainly getting really fucking weird. That is pretty much not undeniable. Valid 1 more times for all packs. Oh, it's a Woomer. I haven't gotten any Woomers before. Oh, so many different fucking things to collect. That's kind of shitty. You have to select each one to get the title. That binding thing looks interesting. Anyway, wasn't there... Yeah, lightning. There was a lightning spear thing I wanted to try. So this is my old one. It was 40. Yeah, it's an upgrade to it. Anyway, it's 7 casts, 5. So you get more, it's more powerful. So that all seems pretty good. 55, what is 55? They're both 55. With the bone thing. It's kind of starting, and it's slow. I don't really like the slow punching for the bosses anyway, so that kind of works out anyway. Let's do the last one for Fading Humanity. Let's see what happens next.
Once again faced the Cerberus. Magusar spoke. He told me that the monster resented me. Yes, he most certainly does. For I had dissipated his great cast of characters, his entire town of phantom inhabitants. Magusar said something odd.
I wish to absorb the hatred harbored by this Cerberus.
But what use did Magusar have for hatred?
To ease the pain.
Yeah, I was about
Make
to say...
it possible to take your life.
Yeah, that's...
The Cerberus stewed in anger at me. By absorbing the dog in sacrifice, Magusar could inherit that seething ire.
There it goes. I was about to say it's not doing the little page 20 thing.
Magusar was thinking ahead, preparing his emotions. Perhaps the memory of our next victim will contain a hint about the chalice. I returned to the fray on a sliver of hope.
Okay, let's kick his ass. Was it truly I who authored this journal? What, is the author not the original author? What? This is getting fucking way too weird now.
If we don't find the chalice, I shall have to kill you.
Also, really good music right now.
The beast must be put to death. Our survival depends on it.
That thing! That damn thing! I'll let you decide what to do with it.
Those wounds of yours need to be treated.
Join the fight, Mike.
Just a few cuts, that's all.
Ooh, it does it like his actual attack did. I like that. Let me get all those head hits.
That thing's getting on my nerves. I'm not meant to die here.
Damn it. Oh. Excuse me. Hello? What? Okay. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, thank you. Okay. That was, my car was making a weird noise, so I had to drop it off this morning. So it was a simple fix, only $35, so that's good to hear. Whew.
Don't be a hero. Shout if you need help.
Oh, believe me. You're welcome to help, buddy. Still there. Dang it. Oh.
These are mere scratches.
Get this boss fight out of the way real quick, too. I like how the orc is just standing out there, letting us slaughter everyone. I will pay no mind. Why are they walking all the way around? That whole thing. Oof. Oof. That looked painful. He packs a wallop. Well, a bunch of people had heals, so let's see if that counted for the... No? I don't get the healing thing then. Not sure what's up with that. Well, we'll go ahead and set this one up. This should be the last one for today, because after this fight, B10 to go. Was that it? Just one enemy? Let's see. I throw my mage in. Yeah.
Stay focused.
Stupid, all right?
That's always bad. There's one. No.
Just a few cuts. That's all. Don't be a hero. Shout if you need help.
Oh fuck. No more using the egg.
Our enemy is strong. We must
Damn
be
it.
on our
It
guard.
just vanished away from me.
These are mere scratches.
How did he jump backwards? Did he see that shit? He jumped backwards. The fuck? I didn't miss-see that, right? He ran forward, jumped, and he went
do anything stupid,
backwards. Damn it. Like after one head gets destroyed, he becomes a lot less on the ground now. Damn it, advanced.
Keep this up. Our enemy is strong. We must be on our guard.
See, he's hardly getting any time on the ground. Don't hit me.
Just a few cuts. That's all.
He's a mere scratch.
Don't be a hero. Shout if you need help.
Those wounds of yours need to be treated. Stay focused. You are unstoppable.
a hero. Shout if you need help.
Our foe is struggling. Our enemy is strong. We must be on guard.
Oh no, you got the spear out. You got the spear out.
To die here.
Holy
Those
crap,
wounds of
somebody
yours
actually
need to be
died?
These are mere scraps.
I'll let you decide what to do with me.
Those wounds of yours need to be treated.
That thing. That damn thing.
Oh dear.
Don't do anything stupid, all right?
He pushed him back right into it.
Just a few cuts. That's all. Don't be a hero. Shout if you need help.
Our enemy is strong. We must be on our guard. Stay focused.
Don't do anything stupid, all right?
A little confused though, buddy. Damn.
Are you confused?
Those wounds of yours need to be treated.
And here we go. Dead this time, buddy. And I can up my spear, assuming I get some more parts of it.
Please, save my life. I beg of you. Please, save my life. I beg of you.
Quiet now.
Whip. I'll get a good picture for the book. That was a pretty good fight, though. Over 10 minutes, so come on, give me some speed. I think that's weaker than the pitchfork one I got. Yeah, there we go. I can upgrade that. Well, let's go ahead and see the story up to the next part. Unless, well, no, actually, yeah, this was the end of this, actually, so we'll just leave it for the next one then. Petrify. I don't like petrify. Petrification's bad, man.
But without sacrificing, I could gain no memories. And therefore no leads on the sacred chalice. And as for me, I was just another step closer. A step closer towards destroying the world.
You are the only one that I am truly honest with. But even so, at first I was determined to not hesitate to kill you.
I knew what this meant. How painful it must have been for Magusar to admit these feelings. Why proclaim that you won't hesitate? Unless you are afraid that you will. Emotions are not something easily set aside. He must, after all, take a life with his own hands. The life of a friend who has given him more time than his own family. I am sure only guilt awaits one at the end of that route. I was deeply tormented by what I had done to Sortiara. I had walked over her corpse and now was haunted by her visage.
Like over a dead body?
The thought of death made me think of separation. Could I handle this? Could Magusar? Perhaps
bad
our
pun.
friendship could be forgotten, but our time spent together could not. By now, we accommodated one another effortlessly. We were, after all, human, despite the great prices paid. 5 days until the end of the world. You've read a good way through. Perhaps one day I can divulge the truth to you. The truth contained in this journal.
Difficulty still ain't even halfway yet. See, if that one is the end of the base game, I mean, I guess the factions, I guess, were more meant to be post-content, I guess. That one's not too much high up, though. Avalon seems to not be too bad, but the other two seem to go really high. Didn't get any more in that one. Well, maybe next weekend we'll do some Avalon, since that's not too much. I'd like to do some of it before, like, ending what the base story is. But I guess if it's going to be really high in difficulty, I guess you gotta do what you got to do.
It seems that you're used to the Phantom quests now. What you've learned inside these pages will stay with you. In fact, I'm sure you can already use magic here. You might even have a chance at defeating Magusar. With only a very small chance, I'm afraid.
And that what I plan on doing right now, buddy. See, I think that's probably leads to like a bad and holy crap, that's over at 200. I thought it like caps at 100 or something. See, I'm wondering if that's like a bad ending to actually fight him. I think you have to learn the secret of the journal, and maybe there's like some kind of alternate fight or something, maybe. But only time will tell for that.